T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power, and liftoff of Starlink 437. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Falcon is pitching downrange.
With the incredible views that we've been seeing, you can see that Falcon 9 has lifted off from pad 39A, carrying our Starlink payload into space. Now we are throttling down the engines in preparation for Max Q. Max Q is the
supersonic.
Max Q is the largest structural load that the vehicle will see on ascent.
Max Q.
There's that call out that we have passed through Max Q. Now next up, we do have 4 events happening. That will be MECO, stage separation, SES-1, and then fairing deployment. MECO is main engine cutoff, and that's where all 9 of those engines that you see right now lit up on the first stage, those will shut down and help slow the stage down in preparation for stage separation. That will be when the first stage separates from the second stage. First stage will make its way back down to Earth and land on our drone ship. Just read the instructions today. And the second stage will continue with SES-1, or second stage engine start 1. And that's where we light up that MVAC engine on the second stage. And then shortly after, we will deploy the fairing halves.
Falcon trajectory nominal.
So far, trajectory is looking nominal, and we are coming up on those few events, just a few seconds.
You go.
Stage separation confirmed.
Next startup.
Fairing separation confirmed.
As you may have just seen, we had MECO, stage separation, SES-1, that MVAC engine on your right-hand screen lit up, and we had fairing deployment. The fairing halves will be making their way back down to Earth, and we will be attempting to recover them with our recovery vessel, Doug, today. On your left-hand screen, you can see the first stage. You can see that the grid fins on the first stage have deployed.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
Both vehicles continue on nominal trajectories.
And great call outs there. Both vehicles are looking nominal. Again, first stage is making its way back down to Earth, while the second stage still has the Starlink payload attached to it, carrying it to its targeted drop-off orbit. Now coming up next for the first stage is the entry burn. That entry burn will be where 3 of 9 M1D engines reignite on the vehicle. This helps slow the stage down as it re-enters into the Earth's atmosphere. After the entry burn will be a final burn that will be the landing burn on the first stage. It's just a single engine burn, the center E9 engine, that helps slow the stage down as just before it touches down for landing. Each one of our M1D engines have about 190,000 pounds of thrust at sea level, and this is just enough thrust to help slow the stage down just in time for landing. Now, that entry burn that I mentioned is just under 2 minutes away on the first stage. But if you look at your right-hand screen, we do have some awesome views there. Incredible view with the Earth in the background and the sun in the background there. On your left-hand screen is a view of the first stage. Again, the grid fins are deployed. This helps to steer the vehicle as it makes its way back to its landing zone. There are 4 hypersonic grid fins just between the inner stage and the top of the first stage vehicle. Again, these help guide the vehicle to landing zone. You also may see some bursts of nitrogen gas there that helps with attitude control on the first stage. And we are just about 30 seconds away from the entry burn on the first stage.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
As you can see, the engines have reignited on the first stage.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
And with that, the engine's shutting down. That concludes
Stage
the
1
entry
trajectory
burn.
nominal.
That concludes the entry burn on the first stage. Now, today's mission marks SpaceX's 197th overall launch.
Stage 2 FTS has saved.
And as mentioned previously, it's the 15th flight for this first stage booster, having previously launched 14 missions and breaking a new record flight for flight-proven boosters. Now we're about 45 seconds away from the landing burn beginning on the
Stage
first
1
stage.
transonic.
As a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. Landing burn coming up here in just under 10 seconds.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And there you can see that engine has ignited. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down on Just Read the Instructions.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there you can see that Falcon 9 has touched down for its 15th landing for this booster. This marks our 58th landing this year
Acquisition of signal, Newfoundland.
and 158th overall landing of an
Nominal
orbital class
deploy orbit.
rocket.